Hi, my name is Samantha Evans. I am 39 years old. I currently live in St. Augustine, Florida, at Livingstone Outreach. I was born in Norwich, Connecticut, but I spent most of my life in Swansboro, North Carolina. I have two daughters, one who is 17, one who is 14. My son is now in with his foster family for the rest of his life. Um, I had started out in a pretty rough family. My mom was a single mom with us three kids. I have two older brothers and myself. I have a sister who I'd only met once, but she was raised in Massachusetts with my mom's family. Um, we hung out with a rough and rowdy crowd, me and my brothers, and we started drinking and using at a very young age, skipping school, doing all that stuff we shouldn't have been doing. Um, my dad was in and out of our lives. But the times that he was there, he was very abusive to my mother, very emotionally and mentally abusive to the rest of us. I, however, was a daddy's girl. I loved my dad very, very much. And 16 days before my 13th birthday, which was November 4th, my dad was shot and killed. I didn't take that very well. I actually took it horribly. Um, my drinking excelled, my using excelled. I ended up with alcohol poisoning at 14. Had my stomach pumped, died 5 times. You would think that would have caused me to learn, but it did not. Um, I continued to end up in relationships that were toxic, similar to my dad's abuse to my mother. It didn't take me very I didn't learn very early in age that I was with toxic people. I thought this was the normal way of life. It wasn't until, uh, probably when I met Hartley's dad, and he was really good to me. He treated me very well. The bills were always paid on time. If we did happen to use, it wasn't all the time, and he still managed to show me what life was supposed to be like. As the person I was, um, I was very hands on. I was taught to swing first, ask questions later, but due to all the violence, that's all I knew. I pushed him away. And he was the best thing at that point besides having children, on that end, that he was the best thing that's ever happened to me. We parted ways. I had my first daughter at 21. I was pregnant at 20 and had her at 21. Um, I had Hartley at 24. And I had Isaac in 2020. They all have different fathers. Not proud of, but as I've gotten older, I have realized that God put each one of them in my life for different reasons. One, um, the oldest daughter's dad, Aaron, he was almost exactly like my father. Um, Hartley's dad was amazing, showed me that there are good guys out there. And Isaac's dad taught me how to be stronger. Taught me that there are people out there that will use the good in you and run with it as a tool for themselves to get past whatever they are doing wrong in their life. However, I'm not quite sure when I started learning these tools because I started to try and get sober several times in the past couple years. It did not work for me. Um, People, places, and things are a very powerful statement that I had been taught for quite some time. It just didn't understand it because I wasn't putting it into practice. Um, my life was a total mess other than giving birth to my children. They were the best thing that ever could have happened to me. I wasn't always present in their life. Actually, they'll tell you I wasn't present often in their life. the addiction took a hold of me in a way that I was not able to get free from. I had heard about this thing called a disease, and I just thought it was an escape route, something to make me numb, something to help me forget all the traumas, the traumas, the traumas, the traumas. Um, I was sexually assaulted, twice. Um, the one at 15 where they took my innocence from me, God only knows that destroyed the insides of me, the outsides of me. I ended up with 18 years of cancer through that, numerous surgeries. Um, However, about 4 years ago, I was cured from that, which was a total blessing. They wanted me to have a hysterectomy at 15. I told them they were crazy. I wanted to have kids one day. I was going to be a good mom, and whatever they could do, I needed to fight for it. So I fought and I fought and I fought. Little did I know after my third child, which is Isaac, I would be fighting all over again in a different way. Um, I miss my son a lot. I know he's with a good family. I signed my rights over to him last year. Um, my 17-year-old doesn't speak to me, which is okay because when time comes, she'll come back when she's ready and she really believes that mommy is really doing the right thing. I, I can't tell you how many times I've told them that, oh, mommy's better, or mommy will be there, and mommy wasn't there, and mommy wasn't better. So I'll wait at her time and her pace and give it all to God. Um, After I signed my rights over to my son, and Hartley and Isaac were ripped from me and ripped from each other, I was 7 months clean and I thought I was doing so well. Little did I know, mental health is just as serious as the drug use and the alcohol use. I was clean from the drugs, but I wasn't okay mentally. I was not talking about the fact that I lost my kids. I wasn't talking about all the trauma that it was causing my daughter that I knew was happening when she moved down here to Florida with her father. Um, anyway, so about 4 days before I moved down to St. Augustine, I tried to take my own life. It has happened a couple times before in my life. Like this time was really almost the last time. Um, I almost didn't come back from it. I woke up in the hospital with 8 stitches holding my wrist back together. My brother and his son's grandfather had found me in the bathroom covered in blood, blood all over the floor. I don't remember it. Normally, I remembered when I would cut to let go of the pain and try to feel something, so to speak. I did not this time. When I was in the hospital, I told God and I just prayed up to him, even though I was super, super mad at him because I blamed everything on him for losing my father, for why this had to happen with my kids. Why didn't I have anybody on my side to help me through? Why was I always alone, going through the hardest times of my life? Why couldn't I be a better mother? Why couldn't I have been taught to let go of the drugs and the alcohol and pick my kids first over men and over the drug? That was the biggest cry to God's help I'd ever cried, and I didn't even know I was just letting out anger. I asked him to put me somewhere where I could be free and learn. I am very teachable. I know I'm teachable. I just need the right people, places, and things to teach me. So I ended up in this beautiful place in St. Augustine. My daughter's dad, Nicholas, he lived down here and he is in a sober living house in the Oxford house. One of the girls just from this house at Livingstone Outreach just happened to be hanging out with one of the guys. And Hartley's dad said, can I please have the number for them? Harley's mom really needs some help. He gave me the number and I made the phone call. I want you to know, For the first time in my entire life, someone accepted me. All the good, all the bad, all the bad. I was a whole lot mess. I was just out of the hospital, still stitches in my arm. And she said, "There's a bed waiting for you." What? For me? I didn't think it was real. I really thought this was a figment of my imagination. I was still dreaming, but it was real. My son's, my daughter's dad bought the bus ticket, and I moved into this beautiful house, St. Augustine, Florida, Livingstone Outreach. And of course, he saved my life in so many ways. She opened the doors to somebody that thought she was completely broken and lost forever, would never get back, would never know what life really was. She, every day, even though the ups and the downs, she would tell me to read the word and she would pray over me. And I was still so confused on the whole God thing. And I still don't get it all the way, but I do know that that woman is a blessing, a whole life blessing. And since I have been here, see, I got sober, um, August 5th, which ironically is the same month as my son's birthday. Who would have thought? But I'm almost 5 months clean. I'm very healthy. I went from 100 pounds to, I don't know, 114 healthy weight. Now I have a full-time job painting houses, which is my absolutely favorite thing to do. It's therapeutic. I love that finished product of saying, yeah, I just did that. To making something go from ugly to beautiful is really soothing in my heart. I've gotten my license. I got a car. I go to church twice a week at Compassion. She invited me to her church, at Anchor Faith, and I went once. I think maybe twice. Twice. And I went for support from one of the ladies here at the house when she was gonna get baptized at Compassion Church, and I never left. I felt like these people are just like me. They've been through some of the similar things like me. They're not judging me. They always have a hope and arm for me. And let's face it, I still look like a whole live mess when I first walked in the stores. Like I said, I was a whole live mess. But they have accepted me. I sing with their choir, their praise team on Wednesday night. We rotate shifts. It's a beautiful thing. Um, let's see. Oh, I'm the house manager at Livingstone Outreach, which I was a little hesitant at first. I was like, that's a big responsibility. First, she asked me to be in charge of the cameras. I was like, wait, me? I'm not computer savvy at all, at all. But it was one responsibility, and then before I knew it, I was the house manager here, being the voice for Anna Corsi when she's not here. And for somebody to have that much faith in me, it had to it felt unreal, but it was so real, I could smell it in the air, if that makes any sense. Um, we have so many people in the community that bless us with donations. I came here with a duffel bag worth of clothes, and I literally have more clothes now than I have in my entire years of addiction. I was always losing them or getting stolen from, or I don't know, going to a party, coming home with one shoe on, that type of thing. So, um, I wake up every morning knowing that I'm sober and I can breathe, that I don't have to worry about going to sleep and being attacked by my abusive relationships or the friends I chose to hang out with. I know I'm at peace. I know I have stable grounds. I pay my bills on time. I have insurance in my name. Like I literally have a title in my name and all in this short amount of time. And I really can't wait to see what the future brings for me. I am very close to having custody of Hartley back. All I have to do now is get added on the docket. I'm gonna represent myself for my daughter and be a voice for her when the attorneys can't do what I can for her. I'm very clear-minded these days, and I'm unstoppable when it comes to things that are meaningful, and I I wanna be the voice for her and for myself, and having my voice in recovery is beautiful. I stumble, and I'm still not perfect. I don't wanna ever be perfect because no one's perfect. I do, however, have little challenges in life that teach me a better version of me. How I react to things is completely different. My attitude is completely different. How I stop and pause is different. I am aware of my triggers now. I'm aware of I don't need medicine for my mental health. If I have God, if I have if I have my sobriety, I'm not always going to have good days. There's days I'm going to be hurt and sad, and I'm working through the 12-step program. Woo! Didn't think I'd be doing that anytime soon. I threw the book of them people up in North Carolina law not too long ago, actually, like a year prior to being here. Um, and I'm still on my second and third part of step 4, and it is heavy, and it is a lot of dark stuff, but I'm now into the part of step 4 where I get to talk about my attitude changing and my integrity and my gratitude, and notice that all these things that I have been through and all the traumas I've been through and all the wrong I have done people, the pain I've put my children through, the pain I put myself through, my mom, my brothers, all the grandkids of my mom's and our family, done a lot of harm. But at the same time, I've been given a chance at life, real life, that I never thought was possible for a person like me. And it all started with one step of moving down here, people, places, and things. And if it wasn't for Anna accepting me, oh, I probably sound like a hot mess talking to her, stumbling all over the place because the whole time I couldn't stop looking at the cuts on the stitches on my wrist. And since I was scared, nobody's ever been right there for me. You know, they've been there, but not really been there, excuse me. Um, so being here has it it's a blessing. It truly is. But I also know myself. I take myself everywhere I go, and all of this could be gone like that if I don't keep one foot in front of the other, keep my eyes open, stay alert, and stay focused. Because I'm only a failure if I stop trying, and I don't see myself giving up anytime soon in the near future. From where I'm trying to take one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, and 1 second at a time. It's okay not to be okay. I tell myself positive affirmations. I try to tell the ladies in the house. I write them on mirrors, just little things. Um, it's also been nice. Oh, I go to AA every night. Oh, and I chair Friday night meetings now on Friday night. I was just asked to do that at the Serenity Club. They asked me last Thursday to do Friday. So they showed me the roads, and now starting this Friday, I'll be in there by myself, chairing the meetings. Who would have thought I would have went from partying in the clubs on Friday nights to chairing meetings at AA? It's beautiful. The transformation and being able to I don't witness it all the time. Sometimes when I do witness little things, but when somebody comes up to me and I'm like, wow, it's nice to be able to know that I generally have people that care about me, that respect me, that want the best for me. The world was a very, very dark place growing up, and all the way up until I got here. It doesn't have to be dark and gray anymore. It can be a little shadowy. You know, you get the best tan when the shade when it's cloudy outside. So I'm trying to look at the beauty in the grays and the dark areas. Livingstone Outreach is amazing. I'm blessed to be here. I am so grateful for being here.